fair women, whether natural or artificial, that is bleached, are at a higher risk of developing ectopic pregnancy. That is the conclusion in a study by the Obstetrics and Gynecology Department of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Researchers led by Professor Bafo Kofi found a higher association between skin color and ectopic pregnancy. Kwesi Deborah has more.
Ectopic pregnancy occurs outside the cavity of the womb, creating an abnormal situation. Ectopic pregnancy can cause serious complications, for instance, when it ruptures before diagnosis. Damage to the fallopian tubes through infection or surgery, previous pelvic infection, and cigarette smoking are risk factors. People on intrauterine device or IUD who get pregnant and those who use in vitro fertilization are also at risk.
Age over 35 years, and if a woman has had many lifetime sexual partners, all these are risk factors. So if you look in an environment, the commonest risk factor that leads to damaging of the fallopian tube is previous pelvic infections.
Though global ectopic pregnancy rate is low, prevalence of about 10% of admissions to the gynecological wards of Komfo Teaching Hospital in Kumasi was found in the study. The incidence is about 30 per 1,000 deliveries in Ghana. The investigation took place at Komfo Teaching Hospital between September 2011 and August 2012. It was aimed at scientifically testing the suspicion that ectopic pregnancy is higher in women with fair complexion.
Over the years, we have known certain things to be risk factors for ectopic pregnancy. But I searched the literature and I couldn't find that being fair-colored in a black woman is a risk factor.
In all, 330 women were enrolled in the study, of which 2/3 were controlled cases.
And their ages range from 16 to 48 years, with a mean age of about 27 years. The others may not interest you too much. Most of the study participants were unemployed. Very few, just about 6%, had no formal education. And majority had lifetime sexual partners of between 2 and 3.
Professor Poku and his team used 15 shades of colors showing a range of skin colors in dark people to assign participants to categories.
We looked at both the facial appearance or the facial color and also the back and other parts of the body. This was because we had in mind that some women who were fair were naturally fair, whereas others had bleached the skins. So we looked at the facial color and also the color on the arms and on the back. And the color code closest to the particular body parts were recorded on the data collection forms. And this determination was done by 2 different trained people independently. And where there was a discrepancy, a third person confirmed the color.
They established at 95% confidence levels the linkage between fair complexion and ectopic pregnancy.
And this finding was true for both women who were naturally fair in color and those who had bleached their faces.
Every lady is nice, but let me tell you the truth. If me, I don't marry a fair lady, I'll cheat on my woman.
A 2008 study by the University of Toronto, Canada, found men of all races find fair-skinned women most alluring. In 2012, it was reported India consumed 223 tons of skin whitening products. Fairer, is it always better? Baffled at the finding, the researchers arrived at the belief Ghanaian men's preference for fair ladies is a feasible reason.
Indirectly, if you are more attracted to men, then the chances, and I'm picking my words cautiously, the chances that that fair-colored person may be more promiscuous are high. And the more sexual partners you've ever had, the chances that you are exposed to more pelvic infections. And these pelvic infections are what damage the tubes and result in ectopic pregnancy. So that was the linkage that our conclusion came to.
Professor Opoku knows, however, the research never supported the belief fair-complexioned women are more likely to be promiscuous and open themselves to risk of fallopian tube damage through infections. For JoyNews, Kwesi Deborah.
All right, so that report was filed by Kwesi Deborah, my colleague Kwesi Deborah of Love FM. Let's go on the line and speak to one of the lead researcher, Professor Bafwa Opoku, who joins us on the line. Good morning, and many thanks for your time, sir.
Good morning.
Now, clarify for us exactly what your research set out to do. Was it to establish risk factors of ectopic pregnancy, or was it to establish whether fair-colored women of African descent are at a higher risk of, contracting ectopic pregnancy?
Okay, a very good morning to your listeners and your viewers. Let me start by saying that from what we have observed over the years, we have certain risk factors for ectopic pregnancy. But then in Ghanaian women and women of black descent, we realized that we were seeing a lot more of ectopic pregnancies in fair-colored women. So we set out to find out whether being fair was actually a risk factor or it was a coincidental finding. That's what motivated us to do this study.
And so what was your conclusion? What did you find?
The conclusion was that, yes, being fair-colored was found to be a risk factor independent of the other confounding factors. And this fairness was irrespective of whether it was a natural fairness or it was a fairness artificially induced by bleaching creams and other agents. So that was our conclusion.
But Professor, forgive me if I don't quite understand. What is the actual nexus? What's the link between the color of a woman's skin and a tendency to or not to get ectopic pregnancy?
I must say that that probably will be the subject of another study, because what we were trying to establish was whether if you are fair, is it likely you find ectopic pregnancy more in fair-colored women. But if you ask me to hazard a guess as to the actual link, maybe I will say that being fair-colored and by influence, if you look at the Ghanaian man's concept of beauty, we think that fair-colored women are more beautiful than dark-colored women. Apologies to all dark-colored women. But this is an open secret that Ghanaian men think that if you are fair-colored, you are more beautiful.
Okay, we'll come to that issue, but let's stay on the issue about the risk factors. You're saying fair-colored women of African descent are more likely to contract ectopic pregnancy. I'm saying that the obvious question anybody is a risk factor. But I'm saying that the obvious question that comes up is, what is the link between your color and your tendency to get ectopic, to have that sort of situation?
And that's what I was trying to explain.
So you haven't established that?
Beauty. No, that was what I was addressing when you cut in.
Very well said.
That Ghanaian men see beauty in fair-colored women. And therefore, the tendency that fair-colored women may, and I'm using my word advisedly, may be promiscuous is higher. And the more sexual partners you've had, the more the chances that you may have had some pelvic infection that will destroy your tubes that will end up with ectopic pregnancy. Maybe I should have explained what ectopic pregnancy is in the beginning so that you could better appreciate it. It's when pregnancies do not implant within the cavity of the uterus, but outside the cavity of the uterus. And the commonest area that ectopic pregnancies implant is within the fallopian tubes. So when you get pelvic infections, these fallopian tubes are destroyed. And once they are destroyed, you are at a higher chances of getting ectopic pregnancy.
I see. I'm sure this debate won't end anytime soon, but I'm very grateful for your time. That is Professor Bafo Opoku of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, the Gynecology Department. Many thanks for your time on this matter. We're taking a break, but you're still watching News Desk here on the Joy News channel. Coming up in business, farmers to enjoy 50% subsidy on inputs under the Rearing for Food and Jobs program.